Let's bring in our guest in studio, national trial attorney Michael Jaafar. This, listening to him, it sounds like they are, whenever a defense attorney says, well, it's his constitutional right to have a trial, a speedy trial, it means, ruh-roh, we're in trouble, and DNA underneath the victim's fingernail, tough to get around.
That attorney looked like he was a little bit kind of putting a wedge between him and the strategy that's coming forward, right? It looks like he was putting a wedge, and there's no other way of describing it. Look, no criminal defense attorney is a stranger to a client steering the ship. Obviously, they're the person in charge, not the attorney. The attorney can give advice. What I read from his body language is that he may not want his client to testify, or maybe not. I was trying to parse his words, but at the end of the day, if you really step back and think about it, right, it kind of makes sense for Tellis to testify, because Tellis had yesterday a former partner of his in the real estate, business say, that looked like Tellis, I called Crime Stoppers. There's so much evidence that pointing to Tellis. I feel like it might make sense for Tellis to testify, but it's fraught with peril. The domestic violence background, there's a lot of things that could come out on cross that would hurt Tellis, but at the end of the day, there's an embarrassment of riches of evidence against them anyway. I feel like it's a Hail Mary. He might have to do it anyway.
Yeah, just because he's going down, it seems. And this guy's a well-known attorney in Vegas. He's gonna, at this, he doesn't want people at the end of the day to think, oh man, he represented Robert Tellis because he thought he was innocent. He was clearly saying, as a seasoned veteran, I represent people because they deserve representation, no matter how bad it is.
Yeah, and oh, by the way, I was only retained for the trial. He represented himself. Yeah. I mean, that was a little bit bizarre, but I do agree with him, right? Robert Tellis does have the right to a trial, to a jury, to confront all the evidence. It was just a little bit puzzling. I'm happy that Robert Tellis actually came to his senses and retained counsel. That guy's a good lawyer, and he cross-examined that real estate partner yesterday brilliantly. So he's got that tiger in him, and Tellis really needs it. I'll see whether or not the tiger comes out for the balance of the case, but the evidence against Tellis is so damn tough to overcome for a defense attorney.